This week on Chicago Beer Pass, Nick and I are talking about Mikerphone, Purple Pig, Beermiscuous as we get ready for the Half Acre Party and the Oak Park Micro Review this weekend. All that and more on this week's episode.
Yeah, because, you know, you get a cork popped out, boop, it just flies like fucking 10 feet. We're like, yeah, let's do it. The legend, Mr. Pete Crowley. I love Pete Crowley, man.
How's that beer? It's what you think it is.
It'll be like the stuff you hear. You ever go to, every time you go to Floyd's, all the music sounds like this. Raw, raw, raw.
Hey, and welcome to Chicago Beer Pass. I'm Brad Chmielewski.
Hey, Brad, I'm Nik White.
And we got a lot of cans, of vessels, drinking supplies on the table today.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I don't even know where to start, man. Summertime, we got the tall boys from Half Acre here.
Yeah, I stopped. There was a Friday can release at Half Acre.
Half Acre's party is this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll mention that here in a little bit. But they're releasing the Den. It's their Kölsch, 5.5 or 5.2% ABV. Just Kölsch. I don't know. There's not a lot you can say about a Kölsch, right?
Yeah, it's a Kölsch. It's 5.5%. I mean, it's good for a day like this, for what we're doing, you know. So we don't walk out of here slapped like we did when we did the St. Bernardus post that last week.
Yeah. And I don't know if this beer is going to be available in stores or if it's only released in the tap room or not. Not totally clear on this, but I'm digging it. And, yeah, it reminds me of Gossamer a little bit. Brings me back.
Oh, yeah, Gossamer. The good days, man. They are doing a lot of pub-only releases, though.
Yeah.
There was a really cool IPA there called like Here and Now, Then and Now or something. Really trippy artwork, and they were saying like, yeah, we're not pushing this to stores. This will only be available here.
Oh, okay.
So it's cool that they're doing that.
And then we're pouring some of this out into glass as you should, but then we also have these sweet cozies you posted on Instagram about before.
Yeah, so the Air and Water show is this weekend, and just in time for that, this company reached out to us called Keep It Koozie.
Okay.
So they've got these hard shell koozies, man. Keeps It Cooler. Keeps It Cooler is the name of the company. So what I like about it, man, is that, well, first of all, there's some wicked artwork on here from the Blue Angels. This is the fighter jet that's going to be flying over Chicago this weekend.
Yeah.
The F-18 Hornet. Oh, but the koozie itself, man, is hard shell, but then it's also got the foam insulation in the middle too.
To keep it cold.
Got to keep it cold, man.
Yeah.
Got to keep it cooler. Oh, and then I love the hard shell, but then it's surprisingly kind of light.
It is pretty light, yeah.
Yeah.
I usually end up pouring my drinks out in a glass, so I don't take advantage of the koozie that often. But these are pretty nice, but these feel like home koozies.
Yeah, I don't know if I would. I mean, I guess if we're grilling, right?
Yeah.
I'd hang out and do that. But yeah, this is probably for.
Because like other koozies, you can throw in your pocket because they like fold up and they break down really easily.
These are really nice.
These are nice.
That's what you're saying. Yeah.
They're like the stemware of koozies.
Right? Pretty much, right? Yeah, I love the artwork. I love the hard shell on this. So, yeah.
And they do other designs?
Yeah, so they've got all sorts of designs. The other ones didn't really catch my eye the way these did. Because it's kind of like got like that vintage font on it. And the guy reached out. He's like, "These aren't vintage jets, brother. They're flying Saturday. Like this is the jet. This is today."
So this is, if you're going to the Air and Water show, this would be the koozie to bring.
This would be the koozie to bring. But yeah, to your point, that's one of the few times I'd bring it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so.
Nice. So I don't know. We may sip out that. We might pour these in the glass. Not real sure what our plan is here. Cool. I guess
it takes a lot to grip it. Though,
it
right?
does. Yeah. I guess continuing down our like product reviews here. One of the things I did this week, I was over at Beermiscuous.
Oh, right on.
And they have their book release here in a couple weeks. I know I shared it on our Facebook page, but they gave us a couple early release copies here. I got mine basically on the coffee table here, and this one's yours.
I appreciate that, man. This is the Beermiscuous Field Guide. Looks like a comprehensive book of Chicago and the Burbs. This is, these guys put in some work, man. This thing is 236 pages, man.
Yeah.
This is great, man.
I was flipping through, and there's breweries you see in there that you're like, oh, I didn't maybe know about them, and then two, like, oh, I didn't even know they were in this area, because they're kind of color coded by like north suburbs, west suburbs, city, downtown.
Yeah, separated geographically, and then each region has a color, which is super helpful. Yeah, so when you're skimming through it, you can kind of see all the colors really pretty easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then some good write-ups about them, and they all got photos. So check this out. I know they have a release where the book is basically half price on the day of the release. So go to that event. This kind of makes an awesome gift if you have, I don't know, a beer lover in your life, that, especially maybe someone that lives in the suburbs who travels more often for beer.
Yeah. I'm going to flip through this all day at work. There's a space for notes. And then also, they're giving you all kind of cool facts about production, even the last awards, the most recent awards that they won. Yeah, this is good, man.
Yeah, I think they said there might have been one or two who that aren't in there that just opened that, didn't make the first print.
Yeah.
But that's why they're going to have to do new versions, because it always changes.
Yeah, and this is a continuation on something they're really good at, which is like, keeping track of, where everybody is. That map that they have that hangs in Beermiscuous, that we got copies of. It's a map that kind of is inspired by the CTA transit system, but it lists all the breweries by
near the train stops.
Yeah, in train stop format, basically.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really cool. That sits in my living room. I love that piece.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was over there this week, held a meetup, motion graphics animation meetup, and we packed that place.
Yeah.
Like, I felt a little bad for anyone that was maybe like not part of our crew. Like, you're like, let's go to Beermiscuous. We can chat. It's our first date. It's a little, it's relaxing.
It's a cafe. Let's just go there and hang out. And here's Brad and his group of,
just like a wrecking ball in there. We were so loud. We took over that place.
Oh, man.
But it was awesome. Like, always, there's lots of great beers on. People were like, I think, trying other things. Like, oh, I found out I like sour beers. What should I have? Oh, you have coolers of all these beers.
Yeah.
And then I had one guy run down all the Steel brand sours. I was like, oh, try this one, try that one, try this. And so he was digging that.
Yeah. The Saint Decara stuff from Distill is my jam. For sure. Kings and Convicts in the north suburbs. What the hell is that? Highwood.
Yeah, see you.
Man, learning. I'm over here getting learned.
I know.
Brad.
Books, they pack knowledge. That was the only thing I made it to this past week. Besides, I picked up cans and I went to Beermiscuous.
I can dig it, man.
Yeah.
You brought back some fun gifts, man. Hey, and the St. Bernardus glass finally made it. This
I was
fantastic.
saying, I kept forgetting it. That's from the Belgian booze cruise that Brewfest Partners put on. It was pretty fun that they had all these glasses for the Belgian beers, because I think we were talking one episode or talking with someone about, like, if they don't have the glass, if you're over maybe in Belgium or something, they don't serve that beer.
They don't serve it to you. Yeah, Clint from Lake Effect was saying that from his trip. Yeah,
so that's
nice.
So now you can always drink St. Bernardus happily.
I told you, man, before the show, I'm going to be that guy on the Metro with a St. Bernardus in a glass.
Yeah. Cool. How about you? I felt like you made it to a few more because you put some good photos up this week.
Man. Finally made it out to Mikerphone. Shout out to them. I know you went up there a couple months. I feel like I'm the last person that I know that has gone to Mikerphone. Went up there on a Saturday. And you were talking about groups that, how they change the vibe of a space. I was there. There were no tours. There were no Brewbus tours Saturday. So I'm like, let's go to IKEA. Let's go to Mikerphone, right?
Okay.
And then so I'm there. I'm enjoying the beers. I see Wojo, who used to run Fishman's. He's running Mikerphone now. And I'm drinking my beer, and in comes this group of like some kind of beer tour, and they're just rowdy as fuck. And I'm like, oh my god, turn them off! Like, I'm like, is this what it feels like?
Like, I want to I want chilling at my beer, but this group comes in and messes it up.
I'm like, man, I feel really bad now, because it was funny being on the other end of that. But yeah, I had a Slim Hazy. What else I have? Oh, Imperial Smells Like Bean Spirit. And they also had a a milk stout called One Man Wrecking Machine.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, One Man Wrecking Machine. A couple IPAs, one with lemon and one with mango. That seems to be a theme lately.
Mango
Right.
and lemon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I saw they recently got hats in because they didn't have hats when I was there, so I might have to go back and get a hat.
I did dig how the space is like decked out and like really cool like guitars everywhere.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
It's a nice space.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is up in Elk Grove Village.
Yeah. Was it busy before that crew came in?
Yeah, there's stuff for kids to play with, in the corner there. So folks are there. I'd say just as many people are there to get stuff to go as they are to just hang out and chill.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was good. So I just made a day of it, man. Went to IKEA, went to Mikerphone, went to Big Ball, the chain of Chinese restaurants. Big Ball is apparently making beer now. As soon as you walk in, it says now brewing.
What?
Yeah, the Big Ball, Belgian wit. And I'm like,
Isn't Big Bull part of the Let Us Entertain You restaurant crew?
I think you're right. So I'm like, well, you got to tell me more about this. So apparently they share, we're in the burbs. They share like in this little mall, they share space with Wildfire. So Wildfire Chef is the brewmaster for Big Ball, and they contract brew at Itasca. They contract brew at Church Street in Itasca.
Okay.
Yeah, so Big Ball's got their own beer now. I'm like, what's really going on out
This
here?
is the weirdest comedy. Like, oh yeah, the guy next door who's the chef, not at our restaurant.
Not our restaurant.
He's a brewer.
Yeah.
And so we asked him to brew a beer for us, but he can't brew it at his place.
Because he works at a steakhouse.
Yeah.
He works at the steakhouse at the other end of the parking lot. Yeah. So for a limited time only, a Big Bowl is a lemongrass wit, which was kind of funny.
Was it good?
It was solid.
Okay.
Yeah, it was all right.
So it was fine. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So there you go. The Big Bowl Craft Beer Company.
All right.
You're welcome, Brad. I know.
Yeah. Did you check in Untapped on that? Like
No.
everyone's like, wait, Big Bull's making beer?
I just had a sample, man.
Yeah, cool. Did you make it to anything else then?
Oh yeah, I went to Mag Mile. I went to the Purple Pig, and I went to check out the good folks at Off Color Brewing. They got they have a pilsner on there. It's called OPP, Our Pig Pilsner.
Okay.
It's a collab with the guys. So the chef went down there and made a beer with the Off Color guys.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so they were sitting out. There's a nice little promenade right outside of Purple Pig.
Oh, really?
So this was like an outdoor party. The beer buyer, he's spinning records, and then the Off Color guys, PK, and then Andrew. Those two guys are there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time. They had a giveaway, that sort of thing.
Nice. I don't think I've ever made it to Purple Pig.
I've never been to Purple Pig.
I hear good things.
I do
but-
too, and I always see them whenever there's like one of these events like Cachon or one of these pop up chef driven contests.
Yeah,
the
was.
Purple Pig guys are always there.
Yeah.
The thing that struck me about Purple Pig, I'm chatting up the catering manager. She's like, there's a ton of vegan options at Purple Pig, and there's also a lot of seafood options. It's not just about the pig. They're open, and I don't know if you go downtown, but there's a spot called Revival. It's like a food hall, but it's like got all the cool neighborhood spots in the food hall.
Okay.
Oh, so anyway, so they're opening another one, another food court with a chef-driven food court, and Purple Pig's gonna be in there. That's their second location.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Yeah, so they're calling that location Piggy Smalls.
Piggy Small. Whoa. That's that's too good of a name.
I love it.
It almost makes me so mad. It's so good.
Yeah, so we were talking about chefs and how the Krispy Kreme format where you move too fast and then you have to close all your stores because you expanded too fast. And this is only his second project.
Okay.
Get that first one time to build.
Was this because Krispy Kreme was on your mind?
Krispy Kreme was on my mind because
you were out there by Mikerphone, which is near a Krispy Kreme.
the whole time I'm like, slow down. We got to go to Krispy Kreme. I got to make sure I got the right donut to go to.
Did you wait for the hot now side?
I mean, come on. I'm all in at that point. I had to wait. I got the 3-pack. I was like, I need that hot one for number 3. I got the Reese's. I got the strawberry one. I need this hot one.
I don't even know. I've only think I've ever had the plain.
Delicious. I mean, I felt horrible the whole rest of the day, but it was fantastic. Oh, but then back to this. Get to some beer, man. All right. So we're talking IKEA. We're talking like all this other stuff. I was surprised at Purple Pig, man. I'm looking at their draft list now, and everything on draft is from Illinois, which is kind of surprising. And we were talking about how that's important when you're over there because like on that side of the loop, it's full on the tourist circus.
Yeah, if you're a tourist in any city, you come in and you're like, I want to eat drink and shop at the local spots, right? That's kind of what happens. Like, tell me, like, I want to see your museums. I want to drink your beer. I want to eat your food. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah, and I hope there's a trend of that because I mean, it's really easy to get some frozen mugs and pull out a Bud Miller Coors product. That's super easy to do. So I commend these guys being on Michigan Ave. They got 8 drafts. All 8 are from Chicago.
Nice.
So that's very cool. Yeah.
Awesome.
So I learned about Purple Picks in it this week.
Cool.
Yeah.
So that's our, I think that's our week then, right?
Yeah, I think so, man.
Well, we had some more events coming up this weekend because last weekend was the Great Taste of the Midwest, which I
Yeah.
saw some fun photos, especially from the Metro crew. I saw a bunch of their photos, so
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything, but it looked like a fun time. But this weekend, everyone is back in town, and there's stuff happening.
Yeah. Let's get right to it, man. The big party this weekend. Well, Oak Park Micro Brew review is this weekend, right?
Yeah. That's in Oak Park.
Yes.
I think it kicks off around 3 o'clock, 2 or 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
I don't have the time in front of me, but you can go there. Even if you don't have a ticket, I believe you can just kind of like wander the streets and kind of hang out. You get like a card or a glass or something if you have, if you want to drink beer.
Yeah. That's a great party if you've never been. Also, this weekend this weekend's the 20th, right? It's the Big North. That's a Saturday out at Half Acre, the Big North 2. So they're gonna have selections from the Wild Cove, which is their sour program, and then also they're gonna have 34 beers on tap, Brad.
34 of their beers on tap.
34 beers. Yeah.
That just like boggles my mind.
That's a lot of beer. Yeah. Yeah, they're not playing any games, man. People will tell you that there's no party like a Half Acre party.
Okay.
So that's also happening this weekend. That includes all the beer, all the food, all the music. That's like a $90 ticket.
Okay.
Up at the at their new
The
Bowmanville
Bowmanville,
space.
yeah. Which I think will be open then after this party. I think this is
Right.
kind of their like kickoff event. Don't quote me on that, but I feel like it's ready to go.
No, I think you're right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So both of those are Saturday. One, I guess, on the west side, one on the north side.
Yeah, and we'll back up a little bit here. We'll go to Friday, the 18th, over at Jake Melnick's. The Allagash guys are in town, so they're debuting. The Jake Melnick's guys are always debuting beers that they've collabed on with the brewery. So they got a collaboration with Allagash is going to be on, and then Allagash is tapping into their cellar for 6 beers, mostly from like 2011, 2012. Curio and Odyssey, just to name a few.
Okay.
So yeah, and of course Allagash White.
Nice. Always good.
Yeah. So that's Friday, like 6 p.m.
Nice. Okay. Anything else then?
That's all I got for that week. We can dive into Monday. Next week is the solar eclipse, man.
That's right. So when is the solar eclipse? I feel like there's been all the talk
Yeah,
for a while,
so,
and I keep thinking, isn't it this weekend? Is it this weekend?
right. So if you believe in the round Earth theory, which most people do, right?
Everyone should.
yeah.
It's not a theory.
Well,
It's,
I mean, well,
it's not a theory.
if you believe in the round Earth theory, the the solar eclipse. This is the first time. This is the first total solar eclipse to travel across the entire United States in almost 100 years.
Yeah.
So it happens Monday the 21st. Skydeck up at Sears Tower, they're throwing a party, right?
Okay.
They're actually calling it they're calling it the Solar Eclipse Dance Party from 11 to 3. So apparently around 1 p.m. is when you can see the solar eclipse best from Chicago. And the good folks at Revolution will be there, man. They're going to have the Rev Sun Crusher
Nice.
for you if you show up there.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So 21st, 11 to 3, Skydeck.
You will probably see a lot of photos on that day from people drinking like Total Eclipse or
Yeah.
Eclipse of the Sun or Blackout, like
Yeah.
those kind of beers. where-
Ecliptic out in Portland. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's apparently you need like certain glasses.
Yeah,
in order
don't
to
look at
see
this. Don't look at it.
it. No, don't.
Because I remember the last we had a lunar eclipse not too long ago.
Yeah.
And then I remember a solar eclipse probably when I was in around like fourth or fifth grade. I feel like that happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that wasn't as big as this every 100-year one.
It sounds exciting. Mm-hmm. So right on.
So check that out. I'm sure everyone's gonna be out, kind of checking that out. I'm just gonna watch the videos so I can see it.
I'm right downtown. I might slide over to the Sky Deck.
Okay.
See what's going on.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So those are events happening this week, game weekend, right?
Yeah. One more event.
Oh.
All next week. It's kind of a news and event. Sun King is coming to Chicago. We all know that, and they have launch parties all next week, starting with the total eclipse.
Is this what they just waited for the?
They were like, yeah, let's pull it. Well, no, wait, hold on.
Because I felt like we talked about this, like Sun King is coming.
Yeah.
And then they're like, whoa, what if we come into Chicago on the eclipse?
It's pretty smart, you know.
I guess it makes sense, but then people are gonna be like, Sun King who?
They're coming next week with 6 beers. The first party is going to be at Reggie's. That's the big party on Monday.
Okay.
But then they're also having a solar eclipse viewing party, Jewel Osco parties. You can go to sunking.com and check out all the events. It looks like they're rolling Monday through Wednesday next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, pick up Sun King now that they're here.
That solar eclipse party is at Joe's on Weed Monday at noon.
So you could go there and then go over to the Sky Deck or vice versa.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Cool. So that, I guess, leads into this week's beer news a little bit with Sun King coming to Chicago. What else been happening here? There was a state fair that went down.
The bicentennial for Illinois just happened. So the state fair happened this weekend, and to celebrate the bicentennial, they had a craft beer competition. 15 breweries entered. One was crowned the bicentennial craft beer champion. That is Hand of Fate down in Petersburg, Illinois.
Oh, okay.
I feel like once you get past Kankakee, you got me. Right? I got nothing once you get past.
Are they on the list? Are they on the? Are they on the field?
Yeah, right. Yeah, let's find out if they're in the field guide, right? Because this is kind of the metro
What was their
area.
name again?
They're called Hand of Fate.
Hand of Fate.
Hand of Fate in Petersburg.
What are our colors in the Beermiscuous guide?
Let's see here. Oh, cities, and suburbs.
Oh.
This is like Chicagoland.
Oh, so this is not gonna be here.
Yeah.
They need the I guess the additional companion, the like Deep South edition, right, or something like that.
Whoever comes up with the Deep South, I think they got something.
Just for Illinois.
Illinois is a huge state, man. We
Yeah.
talked about that before. So as far as the South suburban breweries go, as far south as they go, it looks like number 2, which is Arrowhead Ales, is as far south as they go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not in here. So, all right.
Arrowhead Ales is in New Lenox. New Lenox is as far south as we go for Chicagoland. Man.
This yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay, sorry. Well, congratulations to them. That's pretty fun that this was at the state fair.
Dude, this book is a shit, man.
We're using it.
Yeah. Oh, but they won with a beer called What the Fuzz. It's a peach ginger cream ale. So there you go.
That sounds good.
Congrats to those guys, man.
Awesome. What else has been happening?
Let's see. A few acquisitions. That seems to be a commonplace lately.
Yeah.
Funky Buddha out in Florida. Never had any Funky Buddha stuff.
I've seen it.
Yeah. They got picked up by Constellation Brands.
Which
Constellation.
is Heineken?
No. That's
Lagunitas?
Corona.
That's
You're
Corona.
thinking
Oh.
of Corona. Corona, Modelo. They gave Ballast Point $1 billion.
Yeah. So they have
those
Ballast
guys.
Point.
Yeah, and Rick Bayless's brewery, the Tocayo. Because it's weird, because Cruz Blanca is its own on-premise brewing thing. But then there's the Tocayo beers, which was, the hominy rice one.
Right.
That one's being distributed. Made at Two Brothers.
I think there's a new Tocayo
There's
beer
another
too.
one?
Yeah.
First Tocayo wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad, but it's still Corona beer, right? So remember that when you're drinking it.
Yeah, remember the source, man. This is true. Oh, so Funky Buddha in Florida. Oh, but then, sorry, I keep hitting the mic, man. New Belgium. New Belgium acquired San Francisco's Magnolia Brewing.
Right. So this one is kind of interesting. So they decided to make a fund to buy Magnolia because they were kind of I think they were going to go out of business, and they didn't want to see them fail.
Yeah, so apparently Magnolia in San Francisco, they, a couple years ago opened a second location, and they got into a lot of debt behind the location, basically.
Oh, you think opening a second location in San Francisco is a good idea?
You think it's sweet out here? You think it's all peaches and cream? You think it's all ginger peach cream? It's not.
It's not. It's expensive in San Francisco. Dummies, do not open another location.
Yeah. So it sounds like Magnolia will become a subsidiary of New Belgium. And then one of the guys from Elysian who left after they sold to AB is on board with this new project.
Okay.
Along with a Belgian lambic producer. Yeah.
So this one's a little more interesting because it's not really a buyout. It's like a craft brewery being like, we just want to save you.
Yeah, I mean, in 2015, they filed for Chapter 11, and they're kind of saying, hey, thanks for the lifeboat,
I'm sure people at New Belgium probably have been there many times, gone there. It's been part of San Francisco beer culture for a long time. It's not far from Tornado, the main one. I don't know about the second one.
Yeah, the main one is in the the Haight-Ashbury district.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a really fun place.
That is, yeah.
I will say this about Magnolia. Oh, the guy from Elysian, Dick Cantwell, he's dating the founder of New Belgium. So this is all they're all friends.
Okay.
So this all works out.
Yeah. Oh, so it was just a friendly favor. Just a few $1 million between friends, no big deal.
When I was in my last trip to Denver, there was every year they do a Grateful Dead brunch, Magnolia. Mm-hmm. And he was sharing his story about, how the Grateful Dead got him into beer. He was actually from Pennsylvania, and traveling to San Francisco was all about him following his favorite band. And he went to, UC Davis to learn how to brew, and he just never left California. And yeah, it was a really cool story. It's actually one of my favorite stories because I didn't understand the impact of music and how it affected a lot of these brewers, because there's a handful of brewers that will tell you the exact same story.
Yeah.
And the parking lot of the Dead Show back in the day is the only place you could find good beer, late 80s, early 90s kind of thing. It was just a really, because that was a little before my time. So that all that knowledge was really cool.
Yeah, you've been to the Grateful Dead show here when I was in Chicago.
Yeah.
Do you think would you ever be a person that would follow a band, just kind of leave it all behind and just be like, let's go?
To be young.
I love these guys so much. I'm going to follow them around.
To be young. I've seen the Roots 6 times.
Yeah.
I mean,
but that's when they're here or
yeah, I didn't leave to go see them.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to go no. But I mean,
that's got to be a crazy ride, right? Just to be like, let's go. But
this guy was saying that I'm just looking at the story from back then. He said that was his 38th Dead show. Mm-hmm. At the time of the interview 2 years ago, he had been to 38 Dead shows. And then he does an annual brunch.
But you got to find a band that has other people that do that. You can't be like, you know what? I'm gonna follow Justin Bieber around. And there wouldn't really be that many people that do that, right?
Jam bands are one thing, but then even bands that travel like that. This is true, like Fish and Dave Matthews, right? And outside of that, and the Dead and Company,
maybe Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah, you could be.
But those people already have an RV, and they're like, yeah, we just live the RV life, and.
So that's a different animal.
That's tough. Yeah, I don't think I could do it.
But yeah, that's I like those guys. They said there's nearly 500 breweries in California, and almost 200 of those are in the expanded Bay Area. Okay. So basically from San Fran down to where the 49ers play now, which is basically Silicon Valley.
Yeah,
right?
Okay.
So a lot of breweries up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Is that it for news?
That's it for news.
All right. It for our product reviews, it for news, it for beer this week. All right, Nick, where can people find you, get in touch then when we're not here?
Right on, man. I'm on Twitter at Nicosio.
And I'm on Twitter at BRAD. Chicago Beer Pass is on Twitter at Chicago Beer Pass. Website, chicagobeerpass.com. Now Instagram, we're still trying to blow that up.
I didn't think we had enough for this week, but look, man, look at
it. Yeah, we hit that 30 minutes.
Full episode. That was great.
So follow us up on Instagram because we're always trying to post good beer photos and things there. So check that out.
Oh yeah, before we go, shout out to the Shore Club. They opened on North Avenue this week. Nothing new to report there on the beer side, just like Corona in cans, but they did have like these mixed cocktails in cans. That was cool too, like gin and tonic and like vodka and like cranberry like in cans. So,
Nice. That sounds good. I'll have to check that out. And you should too. And we'll be back next week.
cheers.